Hello, welcome to my second tutorial on how to find offsets for CSGO on OSX. And today I'm going to investigate how to retrieve the glow offset. So to begin with, I'm going to talk about entities and how to glow entities. So first, what is an entity? An entity is anything on a server which has physics in it. So, for example, a gun, I don't know, a deagle is an entity, a player is an entity, a barrel is an entity, maybe a car is an entity, and so on. The CSGO engine is able to paint entities in a certain way so that they can be visible through walls. So for example, when you're spectating a game in GOTV and when you're using X-ray, you're actually glowing players. And it enables you to see them through walls. And it's actually what we're looking for here. So in memory, the game associates each entity with a glow entity. And here I've written some parts of how the glow entity is structured. So it starts with a pointer to the entity, that is to say an address to the player struct, for example. If the entity is a player, if the entity you're looking at is a player, if you go to the glow entity of that player, the first variable you're going to find is a pointer to the player struct of the entity. And if you go to this player struct, you'll be able to find the health and the team number of the entity, if the entity is a player, of course. Next, in the glow entity structure are four float values that describe the way the entity is painted by the game. So it's the classic RGB paint. So you've got four floats here. Their default value is 0, so nothing is painted. And you've got a fourth float, which is the alpha, that is to say the degree of transparency you're giving to the paint. So I'm saying this again, the default values of these floats are 0. And this is quite important. So I've written here that each glow entity takes up 40 bytes in memory. The glow entities are stored in a list that I call a glow entity list. And so the glow entities are next to each other in memory. So what we're going to do now is start a game, an offline game with bots, and we're going to take a look at two players and the glow entities that are associated with these players. So let's hop into a game with bots. Always make sure that you've started the game with the minus insecure launch option. Otherwise, VAC detects that bit slicer is accessing the memory. You might get VAC banned. So always be careful. So I'm going to join the terrorist force. I'm going to kick the bots. I'm going to extend warm-up, MP warm-up time, give it a large value, Then I'm going to turn SV cheats to 1. I'm going to stop all bots from moving, bot stop 1. I'm going to add two bots to the counter-terrorist side. So bot at city, the first time you call this, okay, the bot is still here. And I added a second bot. So I'm going to go to the enemy spawn. And so, yeah, these are our two bots. I want to explain you my reasoning here. I'm going to look for the location in memory of the glow entities associated to each bot. To do that, I'm going to locate the bot's player struct. And once I have the address of a bot player struct, I'm going to do a pointer scan and retrieve its pointer to entity. And once I have the pointer to entity, I have the address of the start of the glow entity that is linked to the bot. And yeah, so we're going to look for some health values. So you start bit slicer, you make sure it is attached to CSGO, and we're going to search for the glow entity from bot. His name should be displayed. Nope. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm just going to kill this bot. So it was bot Iron, and this one is bot Kiss. Okay, so we're going to look for 100 because the bot is unharmed, so its health is 100, and we're going to shoot him in the leg. If you shoot someone in the leg with the Glock, it does exactly 20 damage. So now you look for 80. Boom. And these are 5 values. If you shoot him again, they all change to 60, so you don't have to do another search. What we want is the player struct linked to the bot. If you followed my other tutorial, you know that 8 bytes ahead of the health, you should find the team number of the bot. So that's what we're looking for. So you find the health, you go each byte ahead, and it's a 2. A 2 could be a team number, but it's the team number from the terrorist side and not the team number from the counter-terrorist side. So this is not the right address. Here you go 8 bytes ahead, you get 64. That is not a team number. Let's see here. You go 8 bytes ahead, you get 0, which is not a team number. Here, you know, not a team number. So this should be our address, and yep, it is. That's a 3. That's the team number from the counter-terrorist side. Okay, so I'm going to name this as bots 1 health. And what we're gonna do is go to the start of the player struct by creating a new variable. I'm going to call it bot1 base, and I'm going to change its value. So you take this address, the address from the health, and you subtract 0x12c, and then you're going to do a pointer scan to that address. And hopefully one of one of the addresses here is the pointer to entity. So we have to find the right one. I'm going to do the same with the other bots, because here we have 45 potential values, and if we do the same with the other bots, maybe we get a little less values. So we're going to look for the other bot player struct. So look for 100. Then you hurt him in the leg, and you look for 80. Oh shit. Nah, fucked up. Okay, if I hurt him again, boom, 60. Now you check that you're looking for the address that complies with the local player struct. So your health 8 bytes ahead, it's a 3. It might be. It's kind of weird that it's the first one. I'm going to check the other one. So here's a 1. Zero, it's not a team number, and not a team number. So this is bot 2 health. So you copy that address and you create a new variable. You cut it. So you call it bot 2 base. It's not the right address, so you change it. -0x12c, and you do a pointer scan. Okay, 48 values. I was hoping for a little less, but okay. So all the addresses here and all the addresses here. One of them is the pointer to entity. And we're if it's the pointer to entity, it has to comply with the glow entity struct. That is to say, we have to find 4 bytes of zeros, and another 4 bytes of zeros, and another 4 bytes of zeros, and another 4 bytes of zeros. So you can just look into memory. So that's your pointer, and then you go here, and you should see 0 and 0 and 0 and 0. It's not the case, so you can just erase at this memory location. So you see again here it's not 0. Not 0. Not 0. There's a faster way which involves looking for an array of bytes, but I won't talk about it. So it does look good, this one, because you have 0 here, so that would be red. You have another 0 here, that would be blue. Another 0, that would be green, and another 0 here, that would be alpha. So I'm pretty sure that this is the glow entity linked to the first bot. So this is the address. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that this is the Glow entity linked to the first bot. And I've told you that the Glow entities are stored in a list called Glow entity list. That is to say that the Glow entity of the second bot is not very far from this address here. So if we look here, we should see an address that is very close to this one. Now we're going to look 13.6.1 A. Is that the closest we got? Can check if it complies. No, it doesn't. It's quite unfortunate. So this is not, well, this is not the Glow entity struct. Let's see, this one also has a bunch of zeros, not enough zeros though. Lots of zero, except here. So, no, it shouldn't be what we're looking for. This one could be, so I have to check in the other column if I find an address that is close to 13E5, and this is not the case. Nope. Actually, if you look, all these begin with 13E5, and 13E5 doesn't appear here, so you can actually select all the 13E5 and delete them. So you continue checking, and this one looks quite good. 13F0, 31, 13F0, 31. Yeah, I think we found it. So for the second bot, this one complies. It has a lot of zeros. I'm pretty sure it's the right one. If you want to check, you copy the address. Copy the address of the Glow and of the candidates for the Glow entities, and the other address was here. Yep. And you subtract which one is the greatest. Okay, it's this way, and you find this. And I told you that each Glow entity takes up 40 bytes in memory. So we have to look if this here is a multiple of 0x40. So what you do is you divide this by 0x40, and you find 0xd, which is actually what it is. I think it's 12. Let me check. A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, and D is 13. So if you compute 13 times 0xd to hex, you find 0,340. And this means that the two addresses we found are separated by a multiple of 40 bytes. And that's just an indication that we haven't made a mistake. So I'm going to name this both 1 glow entity. And I'm going to remove the rest. Here I'm going to do the same thing. So as you saw, there's a margin for error here because there are addresses that look like they comply with the glow entity structs, but they're not actually what we're looking for. So you have to cross-check between each window, as I've shown you. So I'm going to erase the useless addresses here. And here we go. Okay. So now we found the addresses of the glow entities for our two bots, and you should read what I've written here. That client.gylib plus the glow offset is a pointer to the start of the entity of the glow entity list. So what we are looking for now is the address of the start of the glow entity list. Okay, and once we find that address, we just have to do a pointer scan, and we will find the glow offset. The problem here is that if you look in memory, so here are all the, it's the glow entity list as it appears in memory. The problem is that I don't know the length of this list, and I don't even know where it starts. And that's the problem, because we are looking for the address of the start of the list. And what I do know now is only the address of two entries in this list. So we're going to do some kind of bet. And if you look at the addresses here, we're expecting that the address of the list is not very far from this memory location. So you see here it's blank, and here you have some memory things. So you might expect the start of the glow entity list to be somewhere around here, and somewhere around here you can translate that to memory. Somewhere around here is 13 F0 3 1 3 3 1. So 13 F0 3 1. It doesn't changes between all these lines. So what I'm going to do is do actually a search for an array of bytes. So what you want to do is remember what remains unchanged in the memory addresses in that particular region of memory. So I told you that it's 13 F0 3 1. So you split here. What you're gonna do is you replace this with question marks, and then you're going to do this, and then you're going to split up from the right side into groups of 2. Going to delete the 0x ports, just delete the x and leave the 0, and you're going to I'm sorry if it sounds like out of the blue, but you just have to follow the drill. You're going to copy this. First you're going to change this to byte array, and then you're going to copy this here, but in reverse order. I know it sounds completely convoluted and mad, but that's what you have to do. So double question mark, and then you have this, that's the 1 and question mark. Then you have this, that's 0, 3. Then this, that's 3f. And then this, that's 0, 1. And then you press enter. And if we're lucky, yep. So you're going to get two results that are offsets to client.gylib, and you're going to get to grab the second result and check the address. And I don't think it's the right one. Let me check the glow offset. The glow offset should end with C0. So maybe, oh, that's the one. Yeah. 72 C0. Okay. You're not going to grab the second one. So I'm sorry. It's the first one here. So you copy this. And this is your offset. I don't know, but if you get an error in the game, so you update the source code with this offset, and if you get an error in the game, just try the second one. So you can check that they're identical, and I'm not misleading you. So these are exactly the same. So yeah, that's how you find the glow offset. It's a little bit tedious because there are essentially two pointers involved. So you have to do two pointer scans, but once you've understood how the glow entity structure works, it really makes sense. I hope that my explanation was clear enough. And if you have any question, don't hesitate and leave a comment. Bye.